Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to see variables and their data types. Before diving in, let's revise the previous video. So in the previous video, we saw what's Python. So we said that Python is a dynamic interpreted object-oriented programming language, and it's easy for both beginner and those who are experienced. So it has a simple syntax and a large library of modules and community. So there are no type declaration of variable, parameter, function, or methods in the source code. We also saw the basics of Python, and one of it is data types. So that's what we are going to see on today's video. So before going to the data types, let's define what a variable in Python means. So a variable in Python programming is a programming object that allows to store an information in a computer memory by assigning a symbolic name. So a variable is defined by using the mathematical operator, the equal sign, this equal sign here. So either by direct attribution of its value or by attribution from the value of another variable. So we define a variable by using three methods. So the first method is the direct assignment. So as you see here, we saw x equals to 35. That means we are defining a variable x and assign its value as 35. So when you run this one, when you execute, you get x. So you can also define anything, like you can say z equals to 3.2 plus 1g. So I'm defining a complex number. So this is z is a variable and its assigned value is 3.2 plus 1g, which is a complex number. So the same is true for this one. You can, as you see here, y equals to 3.147. So 3.147 is the value and y is the variable. So this is a float data type, and we also define by like this. So the string, so which is what define a variable greetings and assign its value good morning. So we put this the double quotation because this is a string or a text. So always when you define a text, you have to use double quotation or single quotation. So we can also display the defined variable by using the print function. So for example, their app, we define a variable x and we give its value 35. So when you print it, you get what? You get 35. So the same is true for y, which is when you print, you get this one. So it gives me an error because y is not defined. So I didn't execute that cell. So always before you code, you have to execute. So now it's working. It will work. So when I execute this one, I get this value. So I can display the variables, the value of the variables by using the print function. The same is true here. So it's the same error. It says name error. That means I didn't define. So now it's working. It gives me good morning. So I can display also 2 or 3 or any number of variables on the same line by using the print function here. So which is, now I can say print x comma y. So when I put comma, that means, so it's just to differentiate or separate the two variables. Then when you print, you get this one. So x is 35 and y is 3.147. So you can print any number of variables by just separating them by using comma, and you can display using the print function here. So this is your exercise. So create a variable area using the formula area of a rectangle. So you know the area of a rectangle is length times width, and the length is given and the width is given. Just try. So what's area? Area equals to what? Length times width. Yeah, so I can display also this area by using the print function. So the area is the multiple this one, length times width. So the same is true for this one also. You can create a variable named country and assign its value Ethiopia. So country country equals, so as you see Ethiopia is a string, so I have to put the double quotation here, Ethiopia. Now it's defined. Then what's country? You can display, you can check, print country. You see, I get Ethiopia. So these are your exercises. Please try it. So the second method is a multiple assignment. So that means you can assign multiple variables and give a single value for each of them. So for example, as you see here, x equals to y equals to 7. So that means x equals to 7 and y equals to 7. So it's like you can understand easily. So this is equals to this one. You can print now. Let's print. So print what's x comma y. So you see x is 7 and y is 7. So how about x plus? Let's add them. It's 40. So for for multiple assignment, that means you can use the direct assignment method and you can assign a single value for multiple variables. So like for example here, w equals, let's say r equals something. So w equals to r equals to h equals to z. So their value is what? Price. So you can call, for example, print print w, then you get price. So the third method is parallel assignment. So the parallel assignment consists to define multiple variables using one equality symbol like this. So if you see here, one define two variables x and y whose values are respectively what? 4 and 9.33. So that means if you call this one here, print x, so that means it should give me x equals to what? 4. So before the equality signs, if there is a comma, then you have to put what? Equality signs. Like for example, if I put 2 here, so it gives me an error, so that it says too many values of unpack or expected to, it says. So you need the number of variables here and the number of values is not, they're not the same. So that's why it gives me the error. So I should put this z, but if I put z, it gives me, yeah, it's perfectly. So this is the third type of defining a variable. So we have direct assignment, multiple assignment, and parallel assignment. So by using these three methods, you can define your variable and using the print function you can display them. So the other important thing is when you define a variable, so you have to always follow this naming convention. So always when you define a variable, you should start with the alphabet characters or underscore. So like you can start from underscore, like underscore r equals to 1. So it's working. So your variable name always should start using the alphabetical character or what? The underscore character. Also, the variable name, it can start the upper case or the lower case. Doesn't matter. The other thing is your variable name cannot start with a number or any character. The $sign, hash, at, and anything. So it can't always use this kind of characters, or it can't start the digits. So like you can check like here, so at d equals to, let's say at equals to 1, so it's a invalid syntax because it can't start by using this kind of characters. And the other is it's not allowed the blank space between words when you define a variable. So like let's say he is, so there is a space here, and as you see here, this has a green, the blue, this one is white, and there is a color change. That means this is a keyword, a Python keyword. So we are not allowed to use the Python reserved words, is, if, else, and the others. Also, and so this is also the reserved word, or else. So these are some reserved words. So we are not allowed to use these things here to define a variable. So instead we can use like this. So there is no space here, or you can put underscore here. Even the other thing is we can't use the mathematical operator like plus. You see, here plus this one, it's not allowed. Like this one also. So if you use this one, let's try this one for, you see again it cannot assign a mathematical operator. So when you define a variable, you are not allowed to use mathematical operators and Python reserved words, and the variable name should always start by underscore or any alphabetical character, A to Z, in small or in uppercase. In lowercase, in lowercase or uppercase. So these are the reserved words. There are 33 reserved words for Python, so you are not allowed to use any of these words to define your variable. So the other is you can always obtain the list of keywords. So by just importing the keyword. So when you import the keyword, then you can display them. So you have this false, none, true, and etc. There are a number of keyword lists. See, these are the keyword lists. So you are not allowed to use these keyword lists in order to define your variable. So the other thing is Python is case sensitive. So that means if you are like, let's see here, let's say area equals to 4 and area equals to 5, 6. You see, these are the two variables. Or if you see like this one, area, and when you print let's say print area. You see, it gives you 6 because it takes the second one. But if you have this kind of this one area, the capital, and let's say 5, so you see here, when I put a, it should give me 5. You see, so Python is case sensitive. So the other thing you need to know under this variable thing is you can exchange the contents of 2 or more variables. So we have 3 methods. The first method suggests a method that uses auxiliary variable, so which is a temp. So temp means temporary files. So it's a temporary file, so you have temporarily store your value in the temp variable. So, and the second is one performs a sequence of variables instruction. So that is you can exchange the contents of the variable by using the mathematical operators. And the third one is, which is a Pythonic, that is you can exchange like xy, which is yx. So let's see the examples of the first method. So in the first method, you have x is equals to 5 and y is equals to 4. It's defined like this. So when you print xy, it gives you what? 5, 4. But after this one, when you use temp, that's temporarily you are storing what? The value of x. So the value of x is, which is 5. And you assign again x equals to y. So y is what? Y is 4. So you give x equals to y, that means x is 4 and the temp variable is 5 and y is the temp variable, so it's interchanged. That's why we get this 5, 4 and 4, 5. So this is the first method. And the second method, you can use this kind of instruction. So as you see here, x is 11 and y is 9. So when you print xy, you get 11, 9. And for the second, x is what? X plus y. X plus y means 11 plus 9, which is 20. And y is x minus y. X minus y is what? 20 minus 9, which is 11. Y is 11. And x is x minus y. So which is 9. So you get what? 11, 9. You see, 11, 9 and 9, 11. So you can interchange like this. And the third method is this one. So you have x is 90 and y is 15, and when you print it, you get the first print displays 90, 15, and the second one, it should display 15, 19. So you are interchanging. You give x is equals to y and y equals to x. So that's how you get it. So you can exchange the contents of your variable using these 3 methods. So the other is, once you define, and if you want to delete your variable, you can use the del function and delete your variable. So for example, so if like x is given by 8, then you give the value of x, and let's say print which is x. You see, you get 8. But after the delete function, if you say print x, you see, name x is not defined. So once you delete, you can't get x. So this is all about today's video. So if you want to know more about Python and the other related videos, please do not forget to subscribe, share, and like my channel. Thank you.